Welcome back to the channel. It is week 8 and it's time for those fantasy picks right after this. Well, welcome back, you beautiful people. And it is week 8 in the fantasy football season, and it's also the week of Halloween. I have the DHC Skull Bong here. Hello. And we are gonna get lit and go through those Draftkings picks. But before I do, little recap on last week. Sucked it up. Yahoo, we lost. We are now in second place. Trying to find that replacement for Mahomes. Word is he's going to be coming back soon, so that is a breath of fresh air that we needed. And we are hoping to come back for another big win this week. Before we get into those Draftkings picks, you know what we gotta do, people. We get lit. Cheers. Spooky. Now that we are freshly toasted in the face, let's get right into those picks, shall we? First up, we're gonna hit right over to the quarterback position, and we're gonna go with one of the top QBs in the game right now, and that is Deshaun Watson. Why do we go Deshaun Watson this week? He has Oakland. They're the 24th rank against the pass defense, and I really feel he's gonna have to drive the ball downfield in order to get this victory. Oakland kind of does have a good defensive line, so you're gonna have to throw the ball. Look for DeAndre Hopkins to have a big day. That's a nice pair, but I have another wide receiver we are gonna pair him with, and we'll talk about that right after we talk about the running backs. So right out of the gate with the running backs, we're going to go out to San Diego, and we're gonna talk about Austin Ekeler. Why are we gonna talk about him? Because Melvin Gordon is non-existent. He came back, but he's the non-factor. He hasn't topped 15 fantasy points since being back, while Austin Ekeler's still becoming a beast and getting all those touches. He's a great wide receiver out of the backfield. He's catching 6 to 10 balls a game. You gotta throw him in your lineup. At a $5,900 RB value for a guy that's gonna put up 20 to 30 points, that is a nice little floor to have for somebody like this. So get Austin Ekeler into your lineup, and you're gonna pair him with another good rookie running back now, and opportunity knocks in Detroit. We got Ty Johnson. Little history on Ty Johnson and me. I picked him as a keeper, and right before he went down last week, I dropped him. That's right, I dropped him like an asshole, and this kid is gonna be a beast, and I'm an idiot. So, that being said, expect him to go off this week. He's gonna get a lot of touches. He is the number one there. McKissick might cut into his load, but at $4,900, I'm okay with that. 15 to 20 points, if I could be in that range, I'm okay with it. Get Ty in your lineup, you're really gonna need that value elsewhere. Since we are talking value running backs this week, another big value who beasted out last week, Chase Edmonds in Arizona. Chase is a very talented running back. Even behind David Johnson, he was still putting up 10 to 15 points. Now he gets the full workload this week. I expect him to have that 20-point floor. If he busts for another 2 touchdowns, it could be a 30-point day again for him. So get him in your lineup. I have him in my flex right now at 6,200. I feel like that's a good value for a flex. And to have these nice 3 running backs that are gonna give you anywhere between 15 to 30 points, I like that. And we are gonna fade on McCaffrey this week because he has the 49ers, and some other RBs have some nice matchups, but I really feel like these are the 3 that are gonna have the best potential and highest ceiling this week. Before we hit them wide receivers, cheers, people. Now them beautiful wide receivers, and we talked about pairing people before, and we're not talking DeAndre, we're talking Kenny Stills. Why? Will Fuller went out. That's a big issue. It hurt my heart because obviously I started him. Kiki QT is an interesting play too, but Kenny Stills stretches the field, which is what they need. He's going to have a nice day, I expect, with a potential of a blow up. Again, Oakland can't handle anybody, so expect him to have a decent day. At $4,700, that is a good value to have for a wide receiver 3, possibly 2 this week. Next, we gotta talk about the Golden Tate. Why? Golden Tate is making an impact in New York. Sterling Shepard is banged up, Evan Ingram is having some issues, Saquon is still the man, but PPR, Golden Tate has been a Hall of Fame candidate. When we talk PPR, it was always a Golden Tate show for the most part, and it still is. You gotta throw him the ball. He has such great hands, and I really feel like he's gonna have a huge day. At $5,800, that could actually happen. Expect about 10 to 15 out of him with a potential for a big day against that defense, especially because it's a revenge game going back home to Detroit. And now for our last wide receiver, it's Cuckoo Allen Robinson. This guy is a target hound in Chicago. he is the only guy they could throw the ball to, and he does come down with it most of the time. So just as a solid volume play, get him in your lineup because he's not that expensive. At $6,000 for someone that usually is gonna have 10 targets, chalk that up for me. I like that. I'm gonna slide him in because that allows you to get that Deshaun Watson in there and those nice RBs. And of course, that defense and tight end we're about to talk about right after we get lit now. Yeah, buddy. Now, lastly, let's talk that tight end and defense. And last week we talked about him, and we're gonna talk about him again. Duck Hunter Henry. Why? Same reason for last week, people. Come on. Just start Hunter Henry. He's at a $4,900 price point. It didn't go up much from last week. Still expect him to have a huge day. It's Phillip Rivers. He loves his tight end. Hunter Henry is a lock and should be every week until his value exceeds his potential. And the last thing we're going to talk about is the defense. And this week, it is going to be that best defense we've probably seen in our lifetime. And that is the New England Patriots. Pains me to say, being a New Yorker, New England has been the top defense this year and probably within the last decade. And in my lifetime, I've never seen such a dominant defense, especially in fantasy. They are killing it. I don't care what their cost is right now in Draftkings. I'm just going to put them in the lineup just because I expect that nice 15-point floor. They've given up one passing touchdown all year. That's insanity. Yes, their schedule is going to get tougher, but I really do expect the kind of same floor that we've been seeing from them since day one. And they're only going to get better as the season goes on. Get the Patriots in your lineup. I really think that will solidify a nice package for you this week and get you where you need to be in the money. And hopefully now you could take home something maybe in GPP, I hope in GPP, but definitely in money play this week. This is a nice solid lineup to have. Now that is our lineup for the week. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I appreciate all your comments, your support, the conversations we'd be having. Keep it going. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. But before we get out of here, we are going to take a nice fat dab of some of this tasty ass Wi-Fi OG out of the Cardi V. Now that it's time to get lit, I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you again. Appreciate everything you guys are doing out there in the community. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay positive, stay beautiful. Most importantly, stay lit. Bye.